Be right there, guys. Just going to get us going live in our team page as we get ready for an amazing training tonight. Okay, I think we should be getting there. There we go. There you are, Bryn. Be 1 second here. Can you unmute yourself, Bryn?
I sure can.
Okay, I was going to make sure. Do you need to share your screen at all tonight, Bryn, or?
No.
Right. Okay. Well, just give a few minutes for people to get on. Do you see Big Al on here yet?
I haven't even looked for him here. I'll have a look.
I'm going to make you a co-host just in case.
Yeah, I see him. There he is.
Great. Just give me a sec, Bryn. I'm going to make you a co-host. Okay, you have co-host, so you have the ability to mute as well, Bryn, now for whatever. So awesome. So we see Big Al on here.
Okay.
I'm excited about tonight. Big shout out to my co-host Bruno Bouvert. So I know you're in freezing lockdown there, Bryn. I'm surprised you're not on here with earmuffs and a skidoo suit or something. I understand you got minus 40-degree weather going on out there, and that's cold. I mean, we thought it was cold here in Ontario at like minus 12 or 13 today. I think is where it reached today. But man, I can't imagine minus 40.
Yeah, it was 41 and it felt like 50 this morning. Yeah, it's cold.
I bet, yeah, for sure.
I've never in my life seen the schools like buses canceled lots, but the schools closed, like they were closed, which is, I've never seen that in my life.
I've seen those videos on YouTube where somebody takes a thing of hot water and throws it in the air and it just goes frozen instantly. And
It does that.
I would imagine that's the temperature that you need to do it for sure. But I want to welcome everybody to our team training call for Team Voxination tonight. We are really excited, and I got to tip my hat to my co-host Brendan Bouvert for lining up Big Al Schreider again to do our training tonight. Now, I don't know whether all of you were on our Vox Life Summit that we did a few weeks back, 2.5 weeks ago, I believe it was now. And Big Al and his son Keith were guest speakers. And man, oh man, do they bring a lot to the table, because sometimes we overthink it. And sometimes I think all of us are guilty of trying to say too much. And he certainly has a way to teach us all how to maybe say not as much as we think we need to say, but say it in the right way to bring clarity to our prospects, customers, and so on. So I'm really, really excited. So Brent, I'm going to let you take it away from here. I'm going to let you maybe do a little introduction to Big Al and sort of how you came across Big Al and what, you know, the trainings that you've done. And I urge people to go on and get Big Al's, sign up for his emails, sign up for, buy some of his books. He's got amazing books on training that I think will help everybody in the field. So Bryn, welcome, and thanks for arranging this on behalf of the field tonight, and take it away.
Okay. So the first time I came across Big L, oh gosh, I don't know how many years ago it was. I want to say 8, but I can't remember. I saw him in Florida, and I had been listening to his back in the day, the CDs in the vehicle, and I got to see him in Florida. So that was pretty cool, and I just fell in love with his trainings, and um, he near made me die laughing at the silly things we say to people every day. And so I love his thing is your top skill you need in all aspects of this business with customers, associates, all those things. And it's just learning the language takes practice. And I've been fortunate enough to see Big L in Olds, Alberta here. And then I brought him down to Red Deer, and he comes all over the place, lots of places before COVID, obviously, but I just love his skill. We beat ourselves up and beat ourselves up and wonder why so many people refuse us and refuse us. And once I got it and learned his skill, I honestly don't ever rarely get no's anymore or pushback or that thing from, and just learning the language. And it's so powerful. And he might share a story tonight too of how he first failed at it till he learned this and how to speak to the subconscious mind within seconds and get people to say yes. So Big Al, though, I know you're fun and humorous. So when I was picking out my clothes to wear for the training tonight, I wore this shirt because you and I, when we were messaging together, you had made a joke about older photos of ourselves. So I decided to wear the same shirt I wore, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago at your event in Red Deer. And our motto is if you're not having fun, then you're not doing it right. So and Big Al does make network marketing fun and alleviate all those awkward moments. Even for us, when we're talking to people, it's no longer awkward when we learn his language. So I'll let him take over. And yeah, like Terry said, get all his books. I've read every one of his books. They're incredible on every single topic in this industry we need. So
Well, we're grateful. We're certainly grateful, Brenna, that you made these arrangements with Al, and we're going to look forward on the 17th to having Al's son Keith train for our UK team on the 17th at 3:30 Eastern on Wednesday, February 17th. So, Big Al, I've never had the pleasure of meeting you, but it's an honor to have you here tonight, sir. And we look forward to your training tonight. So take it away and let's have some fun.
Okay, well, for the next 20 minutes, we'll make it easy on how to turn a customer into a distributor. It's not that difficult. And the first half is not what to say. What to say is going to be really easy. We're only going to have to remember 3 little things. But the big problem is you and I come across people and they've already made up their mind no before we've even started. Now, I'm going to ask anybody here, have you ever sit down with a prospect from the moment you sit down, they're leaning back, folding their arms, frowning, garlic around their neck, and we haven't said our first word yet. And you got to say, wait a minute, they have made a decision before the first word. So this should tell us that there's nothing about the socks. There's nothing about the company. There's nothing about our magical upline. There's nothing about the incredible training that made that decision. So forget all that details. We don't have to shove that down people's throats. It's their decision happened before the first word was said. Now, if you still doubt that people make up their minds right away, how many people here ever invited somebody to a Zoom call or opportunity meeting and they didn't show up? Well, have they made a decision? Well, yeah. Based on how much information? None. And what was their decision? No. So the biggest step to start with is that people make a decision before our information. Now, all of our life, we were taught that people need information and presentation to make a decision. I'm going to say it's not how it works. When you and I start network marketing, it's just like learning to become a pilot. When I was at pilot school, they didn't say to have a great mindset, just go out there and jump in the airplane and start flying. because they knew if you don't have any skills, you're only going to fly once. So here's the situation. We may have a great mindset here, but we still need some skills to pull this off. And I can't believe Brenna's read, I don't know, I've written almost 40 books. I think 30 some are about the skills of network marketing. But there is some certain skills that we can learn to make this incredibly easy. And one of the first skills to learn is that the closing comes before we've said our first word. And if this still bothers you, let me explain how that works. If you have pets, one day you walk into the living room that morning and you say to your pet, hop into the car, let's go for a fun ride. And you said this all the time. But this morning, the vet, boom, they had underneath the sofa. And you say, wait a minute, how'd they know? Okay, let's hop in the car for a fun ride. But they knew. Did they take the little paw and break into the ear? I don't think so. So how'd they know? They took one look at us and say, uh-oh, that time. Now, how'd they know? Well, maybe body language, or maybe our tone of voice, or look in our eyes, our microfacial expressions. And they figured this out. They know they're going to the vet. So maybe this happened 3 months ago. You said, let's go to the vet, and you moved your shoulder. Today you moved your shoulder again. They looked at each other and said, uh-oh, they're going to take us to the vet. We're going to end up with needles in our butt. We're out of here. And they're underneath the sofa. People have that same ability. You and I have the ability to look at somebody and based upon their body language, their tone of voice, and their microfacial expressions. Microfacial expressions, if you haven't learned that skill yet, is every second, you and I have up to 25 different poses on our face. 25 poses a second. You know, our smile's a little bit tight, this eyebrow's a little bit up, and we are able to read that instantly and figure out somebody's intention. Now, two cavemen, they meet in the forest. They have about 1 second to figure out the intention of the other one. If they get that wrong, well, they don't reproduce, they die. So every caveman was able to read another person's face and figure out their intention, friend or foe. And we have this genetics. Everybody has it. When we were kids, mom would stick her head inside the bedroom, and we looked at her face quick. And when we looked at her face, we try to judge if she's going to be happy or sad, listen to her tone of voice. We are able to do that. When we're kids, we wanted something. We looked at our parents and said, when's a good time based upon their microfacial expressions, their tone of voice, etc. Everybody has this skill. So when you and I sit down with a prospect, guess what? They're going to make a decision based upon our microfacial expressions. And women are really good at it. They have more than men. They can make out eyebrows move independently and stuff. They're going to listen to our tone of voice, look at our body language, and they're going to figure out if you are a salesman or not. You and I can detect the salesman from a kilometer away. That's Canadian talk. So, how many people here get it why some people just have no from the very beginning? Now, if you want to control this situation, control your tone of voice. Okay, I probably could do that. Control our body language. Well, I'm not really sure about all the things there. Control our microfacial expressions. Oh, that's going to be hard. 25 poses every second. Let me give you a shortcut. Here's the easiest hack in the world. Your body language, your tone of voice, and your microfacial expressions are all totally controlled by our intention. So when we change our intention, all these things happen automatically. You don't have to do anything. Once you have the right intention in your mind, everything falls into place. So I'm going to talk to Terry here, and of course Terry is a billionaire there in Canada, and I'm a little bit intimidated, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to sell him some socks. And before I go in, I say to myself, I just need one more pair of socks to qualify for this bonus and be ranked up and get this trip. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to crush Terry like a grape, and I'm going to force him and pound, pound, pound till he buys. And I walk in with that on my face. What do you think Terry's reaction is going to be? He's going to resist from, I'm toast. It's over. Terry takes one look at my face and says, uh-oh, salesman approaching. Run, run, save yourself. Hide your wallet, hide your purse. Dive, Scotty, dive. Shields up. It's awful. Now, what if 1 second before I walked in to see Terry, I put this in my mind? I'm here to help Terry. I've seen him walk around. He looked like a drunken 1-year-old kid learning to walk on marbles. I mean, he needs help. And I just want to help him. I'll give him the option of having some socks to help, or he can continue, looking like a 1-year-old baby drunk walking on marbles. And at least let him know that there's something he can help. And I walk in with that on my face, and just like that, his reaction to me totally changes. Now, I guess we're all pros here. Let me be offensive. People don't have free will. Sorry. All they do is go throughout life reacting. They laugh when something's funny on TV. We punch them in the nose. They tend to react back. Of course, in Canada, they react back by saying, oh, that was rude. You guys are so polite. But the point is, people spend most of their time reacting, not independent thought. So they're reacting to us all the time. And so we are actually creating our environment, how people think. So if you want people to act differently, all we have to do is do something different ourselves. They're saving all their brain power for choosing what's on Netflix. They don't want to be thinking independently all day long. So if you have problems with people being resistant, that's because they're reading our agenda that we're trying to sell them something. Here is the thought process we should have going in. All I'm here to do is help people. I just want to help them with their problem. Now, because they're a customer, they already bought some socks, they have a problem. And they probably have problems with money that they'd like to have a better residual income or more money, whatever. But as long as we're thinking, I just want to help you. But we also need to think, I'm going to gift you with an option. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't know your life. I don't know what baggage you're carrying from before. I don't know if a mean salesman talked to you 30 minutes earlier. I don't know if your mother dropped you on your head. All I know is I'm going to gift you with an option. Now you have two choices. You can take the wonderful option I give you because you feel it's going to help you and now is the right time for you. Or you can continue your miserable life just the way it is. That's it. Now, how do people feel about options? Well, here's the word. If I say the word presentation, the pack in mind says, salesman approaching, run, run, save yourself, hide your wallet, hide your purse, avoid it at all costs. They're going to high pressure you at the end. They're going to try to close you and all that. I got to look for reasons why this won't work. So if I say the word presentation, people will immediately look for reasons why it won't work because they need ammunition to protect themselves against me. One word change. If I say the word option, they say, well, option means I can do what I want. There's no pressure. You don't care either way. You're just gifting it to me. I feel good about you. And option. The only way an option could possibly help me is if I take advantage of it. So let me look for reasons why this will work for me. So changing one word from presentation to options changes their reaction from let me look for reasons why not to let me look for reasons why. Just like that, one little word. And for everybody here in the call, if you're just brand new to network marketing, the only thing that between us and where we want to be is some stuff we don't know yet. I mean, if we knew it, we'd be there, wouldn't we? So what we have to do is make a decision. When do I want to start learning this stuff? And of course, everybody here tonight has already made that decision. Well, how about now? Now's a good time to start. So congratulations. So there's just a bunch of stuff between where we are right now and where we want to be that we don't know how it works. Now, the universe has a rule. If we're going to be stupid, we're going to be punished. And man, it really whacked me in the side of the head a lot of times. So please, whatever you do, try to learn one new thing about the business every day. At the end of the 100 days, you won't recognize yourself 100 days ago. So, read 15 minutes of a book or listen to an audio or talk to your upline or attend trainings like this. Just one little thing every day. You will be incredibly different. And you'll start accumulating the 25 basic skills in network marketing. And once we know them, like Brenna says, it's just natural. Hardly anybody says no. And the reason they say no is it's just not the right time. Something else is going on, and we need to respect that. So how we think, we're just here to help people by offering them an option. We're not here to close them. We're not here to tell them what to do. We just offer them an option. But I will tell you that about 10 times out of 10 times, our option is going to be a whole lot better than their miserable life. So when they say, I need to think it over, they've made a choice to keep their miserable life for now. And that should tell us that maybe we didn't describe our option very good, or maybe we had salesman written all over our face, or maybe there's something going on in their life right now that we should respect. 100% different. Before you said your first word, 100% different. Bye. So if we have that, let's learn some words, because the hard part's over. Now, I'll give you a 3-step sales presentation, but we're going to say a 3-step option. So here's how we're going to talk to them. So number one, write down, in the UK, they have a saying called chuffed to bits. Do you have that in Canada? All right, so chuffed to bits means I'm just so happy, out of my mind. It's just really great. What do you say in Canada? Hug a polar bear or something? I'm not really sure. But number one, just put down why I love socks, or why I love the products, or whatever. So number one, it's your personal testimonial, or maybe a customer's personal testimonial. How many people here can remember why you like it? So I don't think I'll need notes on that. So number two, full stop, right? Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. And number three, put down a whole bunch of Canadian dollar signs. Looks amazingly similar to a US dollar sign. So if you're talking to somebody in the UK, you're going to have to put pound signs. So we have it. Number one is why we love it. Number two is don't be a jerk. And number three, dollar signs. How many people here can remember those 3 things? If you can, you've already mastered the presentation. This is all you're going to have to say to a customer. And you could say this to a prospect too. But let me do an example. And since we're talking about customers, customer says, yeah, I want some socks with it. And you say and the customer says, okay. Now, I know you're doing this as a business, so tell me how this business thing works. Or you might say, before I go, I need to leave you with one other option that you might like. And that is, well, let me explain how our business works. Number one, everybody loves our products. They sleep better at night. Many people report pain relief and able to do stuff. They just love it. For some people, it just brings tears to their eyes. And for me, it's been awesome. Done. Number two, and you're presenting to me because I just bought some socks, and you say, so Big Al, are you a jerk? And I go, what? I said, are you a jerk? Oh, what do you mean? I mean, you know how much these socks helps and our products help. Would you keep it secret from your mom? Well, no, I wouldn't keep it secret from my mom because I mean she needs some help. You know, at least I'd tell her. You're not gonna be a jerk and keep it secret from your mom. No, no, at least I'd tell my mom. And well, will you tell your brother and sisters? Yeah, I love them. Yeah, sure. I at least let them know. Now you don't have to tell them. Just let them know that they could have a better life. That's it. Just leave them the option. Yeah. Would you tell your neighbors? No, not really. I don't like them. Okay, got that. So step number 2 is don't be a jerk. Just let the people you know and love know that they have this option. Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah. And number 3, if you do that, the company will send you money for helping them out. And my advice is keep the money. The end. So how many people here think you can pull that off? That is the entire presentation. Everything else is details. Well, how much do I order? When it's delivered? What's the bonus on level 3 on the alternate months that begin with letter J? The background of the company. Do you have a picture of the home office? Whatever. That's all details. That's after the decision is made. So I'll do it again, and you'll see that this is not rocket science. This is all they want to know to make the decision about the business. They might say, well, how does this business work? And you say, well, first of all, everybody loves the socks and the products. They get better sleep, and they just love the better balance, and it helps so many people. And some people have a tear in their eyes, just change their life. Number 2, are you a jerk? Well, what do you mean? Well, would you tell your mom about it? Well, of course I'd tell my mom about it, and at least give her the option. And would you tell your brothers and sisters? Well, yeah, I'd let them know. I mean, if I didn't tell my mom, she'd probably cut me out of her will if she found out 5 years later. That'd be awful. So yeah, at least I let them know. What about your neighbors? I don't like them. No. All right. So number 2, just don't be a jerk. Tell the people you know that this could change their life if they want their life better. Okay. And number 3, if you do that, some people want them, some people won't. Some people want to, have a better life now. Some don't. And if you tell people, the company will send you money. My advice is keep it. And that's how our business works. And most people at that moment totally get it. And they say, well, you mean I don't have to be a salesman? No. You don't know what's going on in their life, but you do want to leave them the option. You mean I don't have to convince my mom? No. She wants to keep stumbling and falling over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You mean I don't have to force my coworker to get a better night's sleep? No, you don't. Let them look miserable in the morning. It's fine. All we do is give people that option. So how do you turn a customer into a distributor? It's pretty easy because most people are thinking, I would be a jerk not to tell other people about it. So if they're going to send me money, I might as well just keep it. And if you do that with the right intention, it's unless something's going on in their life, they're going to say, well, yeah, why not? But if you say this with the wrong intention in your mind, they're going to be resistant. Well, I don't know anybody. Oh, it's not for me. Oh, I'm not a salesman. Oh, I got to go out and put fresh air in my tires. Whatever excuse they make up. It's the intention first, a couple little polite sentences, and they get it. And with that, that's how you turn a customer into a distributor. So with that, I will turn it back here to Brenna. It's not hard. Practice it with somebody next to you. And after you've done it 2 or 3 times, this will just be as easy as riding a bicycle. After you've learned to ride the bicycle, of course, not the first time. So Brenna, let me turn it back to you. And I'll put a link here in if people like to have a couple audios on some magic words. Because if we say magic words, things get better, doesn't it? And let me just give you one magic word phrase. and instead of saying, would you be interested? Would you be interested is okay, but it's not very good when you know better words. Instead of that, just say, would it be okay if? So if you say the 5 words, would it be okay if? People are programmed to say yes unless there's extenuating circumstances. There's a program in their mind says it's rude to say no. So as long as whatever you say after would it be okay if is reasonable, they'll always say yes. Now, kids use it against us all the time. Would it be okay if I stayed at Susie's tomorrow night? Would it be okay if I did my homework on Sunday? Would it be okay if I borrowed the family car and never brought it back? That's my daughter. But if you say, would it be okay if, you will rock. Like, would it be okay if you could feel better every day? Would it be okay if you got a little extra money every month? Would it be okay if you never had to show up for work again? Would it be okay if you had a second paycheck every month? Would it be okay if you could stay home with your children and still get a full-time paycheck? Would it be okay if you didn't have to work 45 years like your parents? Would it be okay if you could double your pension in just 9 months? Would it be okay if you could have a career where you're actually helping people instead of pushing paper from one side of the desk to another? Would it be okay if you could work inside when it's minus 40 outside? Would it be okay if it's just too easy to do? Would it be okay if? So that's an example of magic words, and I'll give you the link where you can download the free audios here. Let me turn it back to Brenna because it's 9 o'clock. So Brenna?
Thanks, Tom, for that. That was incredible, and I'm sure it'll help a lot of people. One thing I forgot is I would love people. I always try to keep remembering inviting people, but your network marketing question page, Facebook page, that one's really helpful for people to just post a question and lots of people in there help out, or you do. And I think that's a great Facebook group to join for questions about different things we run into with our business or problems with people.
I was reading, Tom, I was reading on your email today, and 2 simple words that you shared with me today that was really impactful for me was the 2 words, which means.
Oh, there you go.
And, one of the things that you said about, before you change these 2 words, you might say our patented trademark compensation plan is copyrighted, protected, no one else has it. Instead, and then after you switch these words out, it's our compensation plan has 3 levels of pay, which means you get paid daily, weekly, and monthly. And I like that thought of, our technology, if you wear it, you could go into it's a sequence of receptor activation that elicits a response in the brain. You affect the body and you feel the difference. You could do that. Or, hey, our technology is amazing. If you wear it, I think what you could add in, which means you will see the results.
Yeah, and I like that.
And I think that, as you say, we can get very, very complicated and make it very, very complex. And you've made it very, very clear this evening that, intention is huge too when you're going in. What's your intent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like which means because some of the words I can't pronounce on your website. So, yeah, you could just say, which means if you're on your feet all day, you're going to think this is the best thing since sliced bread. Mm-hmm. Or,
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Canadian poutine. Is that what it is? Or,
yeah, poutine.
Yeah, we love poutine.
Yeah, you got to try some poutine. It's awesome. Very healthy.
Yeah, I bet you're kind of thankful this year. You're usually here in Alberta in February, and it's always the coldest. And he lives in Thailand. But I was just, on a side note of that, like anybody, if you have his books, he has every topic and he lays out the exact language to use. He gives you the exact examples. His books are very, very fast, quick reads. I can read one off in a day. I'm a fast reader. I read a lot of books, but yeah, really, really helpful things on all topics. So go look up whatever topic you're really struggling in and just start from there or whatever in your business, because He makes it simple. And then I know myself, I'm not awkward talking to anybody anymore, ever. I don't feel awkward. It's just natural. And like he says, I know myself, when a salesman's coming up to me, my first thing is get out of here. I'm just looking. Like, so just learning the language, and it lifts it off them, the front, and ourselves. And it also helps us talk to them where we're not being weird and stumbling over words.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things, Brenna, that you and I have talked a lot about. This is the ability. I think it's and Tom, you'll agree with this too, that it's a learned skill, obviously, and changing somebody from a customer or a prospect into a business partner or whatever doesn't have to be as difficult using your language with the right intent. And that was made very, very clear tonight for sure. And those of you that we're on the summit, please go back and review Al's steps that he put together for us in the training on that, on how to help us as well. When you listen to a prospect, and I'm just looking at some of my notes, to listen to our prospect to see if they have a problem, anchor prospects if they want to ask the prospects if they want to fix the problem, right? Because it's about options, right? It's about suggesting what we have, and they have an option to fix it or not. So great training for all of us, for sure. And as Brenna said, if you can, subscribe to Big Al's newsletter as well. And there's great tips that come in all the time. You're a very caring guy, Tom. We really appreciate the fact that you come on here and help us, because we do have a technical product, and it is hard to wrap your head around. This is not a same product, different label. This is a different product, different label, and a unique product that we don't have any competition. And so we sometimes do tend to fumble with our words and don't do the best job at asking people to turn from a customer to help us share this. And those 3 steps that you gave us tonight, I think, are absolutely brilliant. So we're very, very grateful. So
I would like to say to everybody on the call, if you just change the words, magic happens. And like we said, instead of presentation, say options. But let me give you an example, so you always remember that it's the words we say. It's not what we offer, but how we describe it. So I'm on a date with a lady, and I say to the lady, when I look in your eyes, time stands still. Or I could have said, your face would stop a clock. Now, I have described the exact same situation, but just by changing the words, I'm going to get a different reaction. And when you and I start network marketing, you and I go out, and this is sad, but we go out and say, your face would stop a clock. And they say, no. So we say, let me find somebody else to insult. Your face would stop a clock. No. Well, I'll be more motivated about it. Your face would stop a clock. No. So you'll be surprised. There's a few words that we say that turn people off that we never thought about before, just like presentations and stuff like that. But as we learn these, our experience totally changes. So if you think your friends are negative, no, they're not. We caused it. They don't have free will. They're just reacting to us. So just remember, when I look in your eyes, time stands still, or your face will stop a clock. Both describe the exact same thing, but it's how we did it. So I'll leave it with that.
That almost sounds like a team challenge, to come up with the same sort of comparison in words to challenge. Your face would stop a clock.
That was a good example.
Oh, I love that one. Well, that's great. Well, Al, we thank you so much on behalf of Brenna and myself and the rest of the Voxlite field. We are very, very grateful for your time, and certainly what you've taught us tonight I think will go a long way in helping people build their business and be rewarded. And I like the advice that you give, that they're going to send you money, and my advice is to keep it. I love that line. So thank you so much. On behalf of everybody here on the field, I'd like to say goodnight to everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for joining, and I'll have the recording up on in the next half hour or so. And don't forget to mark on your date, February 17th, 3:30 Eastern time. And we'll have Al's son, Keith, training our UK field, and North American. We welcome you to come on to the call as well. So everybody have a great night. Stay warm.
Thank you,
Stay
Tom.
safe, and we'll talk to you all.
Thanks for inviting me again.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Dom.
you, Paul. Good night.
Night, everyone.